Welcome to Business Talk, the premier talk show for the leading industrialists of this country. I am Chanaka De Silva. Today on our program, we have Chinthaka Wijewickrama, who is the chairman of the ICT Skills Council of Sri Lanka. Welcome to the show, Chinthaka. Today, I would actually like to discuss, as the Skills Council chairman, what are the opportunities in terms of vocational training that is available to the passing out students and the people of this country.
All right, great. Let me say a little bit of the Skills Council. Skills Council of Sri Lanka was set up mainly to work with NITA and TVEC. So those, as you know, are working with the students from basically taking the vocations, vocational sector. So the Skill Council is mainly an advisory body where it will want to look at the industry and it will work with the industry, where it will talk to the industry experts and will find how to make more people employable. Now what happens is there are programs our students go and come out of the universities, or they come out of the TVEC, NITA and all those vocational institutes. Unfortunately, when they go into the mainstream trying to get a job, they are not employable. So the answer comes here. We, as the industry, we will tell the course developers and the relevant authorities, okay, if you make the program in line with the requirement of the employer,
yes,
they will readily be employable. So also now they have identified 4 main sectors for Skill Council. One is the IT Skill Council, the second is the manufacturing, then the construction and the tourism.
Right.
I mainly represent the IT sector because they have seen there is a vast opportunities in the IT sector. Today, I mean, unfortunately, some parents do tell their children, okay, why don't you become a doctor? Why don't you become an engineer? Why don't you become a lawyer? I mean, all those are good professions. But if you really see the IT sector, which other profession within 1 to 2 years after graduation that you can land a salary between 100,000 and 200,000. So the opportunities are enormous. So what we do is basically try to work with the industry experts from all these sectors, from tourism to construction to IT. All these guys will come and tell, okay, this is what we want. These are the places where the jobs are. So make your curriculum and make your students to go in line with that.
Right. I think what you said was very, very correct, because I remember some time ago when who is this Ranjan Wijeratna was asked by the people, company heads, that we can't find people whom we want, the graduates are not suited. He turned around and said, which one of you all have asked us what you all need? They had not made a request to tell them, okay, we need graduates of this caliber or these disciplines, but they were grumbling about the graduates that came out. Yeah. So I think this is a very lovely bridge, right? Now, does this now mean, now when you said IT, you specifically look after the IT. How wide is the IT sector that you all give opportunity? Is it software, hardware, what?
We come from all the different sectors. So we represent hardware, we represent the software, we represent training, we represent the communication sector, the professionals. So, and the beauty of this Skill Council is, if you look at in Sri Lanka, there is the Federation of IT, then there is the Computer Society, then there is the SLASCOM, BCS. So all these industry people are part of our body. And we are also working with NITA and TVEC and the Digital Ministry, all the relevant ministries and ICTA. So all of them are board directors in the Skill Council. So I would say this is the only place we are all working hand in hand, and we are trying to develop this sector. So like you correctly asked me, why ICT? Because there is so much of ICT opportunities in Sri Lanka and outside. So we have a two-pronged approach. The first is that we work with making programmers, or what they need for companies like who are being represented by with /com, where software developed for export.
Right.
But that is not the only area that we look at. We also look at from another angle, that is as an IT user. Now there is a misconception that everyone who passes out from a university or a technical college, they should be a programmer. No, there is, if you see, I would say more than 50 to 60% of the careers that is available in IT are as an IT user. Look at a receptionist. Look at, most of the different areas, they are IT users. So IT users also got a great demand. Now look at the government sector. You use basically for every work, you use ICT, right? So, and look at the companies. Are all of them programmers? No. So they in today's world, one of the qualifications to land a job is ICT. So there is a lot of careers based on ICT as ICT users. So that's the other scope that we try to address. So if you address both these, I think there is a very much demand for students from IT.
Yes, I think that is very correct, because now see, if you take some of the even MS Office packages and they use, how many of them know to use a package fully? Simple thing. They have so many menus. Can they use it to the maximum? Are they trained to use it for the maximum? Right? And government departments now are given other things which were once luxuries, like scanners and portable hardware and all that. But still they don't know a basic picture editing or cropping, or which I think in other countries they are all very computer savvy and they turn out very nice products. Because when I have gone to some of the foreign companies and seen products that they put out, they look very professional, because online they use the templates, they crop the pictures, they place it well. Programs like Grammarly, I think, corrects your English fairly well, right? So they still hear no one to teach them how to use what they have actually got. That's what you mean?
Exactly. Now, basically, if you look at the NVQ level there is basically from 2 to 2, 3, 4 up to 7. So NVQ level 7 is where you have a full-fledged programmer. Right. But then we have the other levels like 2, 3, 4, 5. Now basically on the level 4, it might be a graphic designer. So there is a very good scope for graphic designers. So if you are a graphic designer, what we do is, we try to find them jobs in the graphic designer level, right, on NVQ level 4 or 3. So what we also try to do is career mapping, which is very important.
Yes.
So with different levels, like if you pass NVQ level 2, this is the kind of jobs that you can get. If it's NVQ level 3, 4, these are the kind of jobs that you can get. So up to NVQ level 4, we have a career mapping. So that career mapping is very important at any stage. Let's say that you drop out, that will assure you a job. So that means they will be employable. So we are also looking at another area where we send out a lot of skilled labor. Right? So we are even thinking, why don't we send our workers out, giving them more IT knowledge? So that means they can drop more salaries. If you look at most of those people who are employed overseas, they bring a lot of revenue to us. Yes. So we can earn more money. But that's just another sector. But we are mainly targeting Sri Lanka. So our people will be better knowledgeable to use ICT.
Yes. Now in this whole context of things, do you generally check with the market what is available and set the courses, or do you all just spread it around to all the sectors that are available, like you said in ICT? Do you base it on what you all have, or do you all do a survey in the market, or in the, we'll say 10% for foreign employment, what are the skills required in the ICT sector and train accordingly here? How do you categorize it?
What we do now, of course, I mean, these are the 4 main sector councils that we do have. I was told there are more sector councils to be added, which is very good. So on ICT, if you talk about, I mean, yes, what I mentioned earlier, the career mapping, with that we also look at the different, because this is an area that daily changes and there's new technology coming in. There is no point our teaching something that is outdated.
Yes.
Because if you take that and go to the employers, sorry, you're not employable. So what do? We go through the newspapers, we go through the internet, we get all the information as to see which are mostly in demand.
Right.
We try to have our programs in line with what is in demand. Now I can remember some time back, there was a program that we did, even patenting.
Very important.
Because today, you might have very good ideas, because you might be a good startup, right? So what if someone steals your idea?
Happens very often.
Yes. So we are even suggesting, go to the point of having programs on patenting. So we are looking on all the different areas when it is going to be useful and what is mostly in demand.
Right. So that is exactly what I was trying to clarify for the viewers. You all continuously upgrade your programs on what the market actually requires.
Yes, we have to, because this is a fast changing field.
That is true.
Now we are talking about IoT. We are talking about, I mean, there's a lot of different areas. I mean, we are talking about, I mean, artificial intelligence. I mean, we have to have courses in these areas.
Yes,
otherwise, our students, when they go out, sorry, they will not be able to land a job.
At the moment, can you tell me just a approximate figure, no need of specifics, how many have you all trained? What is the response like from the students?
I can't come up with a very specific figures, but then we have something in line, something that we are looking. Right now, there is about, if I'm not mistaken, 800 to 100,000 people who are employed in the ICT sector.
Right.
What we are trying to see is by 2020 or 2022 to have it at least a 200,000.
Double it at least.
Double it and have so many people employed directly using ICT.
Right. Yeah, that's
but that is not to take into account all the people whom I mentioned earlier who use it as a ICT user. So that number can be far
greater. Yes, because I think the ICT users are not accounted for anywhere.
Exactly, because those people contribute a lot. But why we have not thought about them?
Yes, because see, I think a good knowledge of ICT can help a lot in, say, like if more people will start working from home.
Of course.
They can, I mean, there's no way, the internet is quite good, right? Our data is, whatever the grumbling is still cheap, right? I think, half this traffic problem can be taken off now with even, things like in China, I believe they have started digital classrooms where the teacher is somewhere and the student is with a monitor.
Distant learning, yes.
Yes. So you don't have to travel. You have your own confidentiality here. You answer it, only the teacher sees the answer.
Yes.
The paper goes straight from the tab to your monitor to the teacher. They correct it and send it back. So imagine the saving ICT could make if it was really employed, right?
Now, getting back onto the first question that we are discussing on, look at how many housewives are in Sri Lanka. Basically, I mean, from 8 o'clock till children come home till, like they say, 2 o'clock. Can we utilize their time to make it more efficient and productive? I think using ICT, there is a lot of opportunities. So why don't we look at all those opportunities and get them into our workforce? Maybe part-time. Now we are always complaining about we don't have people. So I'm asking this question, where are all these people? I mean, you try to put a job application, you are requesting people. How many people turn up? So there is a severe shortage. I mean, as employers, I mean, we are all faced with no people to employ. So why don't we think a little bit different? Why don't we look at all those, I mean, housewives to a lot of senior citizens? I mean, one area that I really would like to work is with senior citizens, because I think those people come with a lot of experience. So why don't we bring it to the mainstream? I mean, I think we can utilize them and make them more useful citizens to this country.
We will now go in for a small break with Business Talk. We will be back again soon and discuss, continue our discussion on ICT and its uses. Welcome back. We have been discussing with Mr. Chhinthaka Wijewickrama about ICT, its uses, and especially the value in vocational training to the people of our country, where they would be in a very good position to put employable people at the disposal of our economy and also make them worthy enough for employment abroad or here in any of these companies. Welcome back, Chhinthaka. You were telling me about ICT's users with actually the senior citizens.
Yes.
How would it be productive in your view that to use ICT to employ this huge resource of senior citizens in this country? Because I don't know whether this is the only country that where you are branded old at 55. Because Europe, America, all those places, there are no retirement ages. They work till 90, 90 through 94. I mean, they are working. And also they have found, statistically, medically, they have proven that if a person is not only employed, if he is deemed useful, they remain healthy. Right? The man remains healthy because he is using his mind, he has some dignity and self-respect, acceptance in the society, rather than be some vegetable sitting on a veranda with a newspaper, right? So, I personally feel ICT is the key. How do you see it?
Okay, let's say you as a journalist, when are you hoping to retire? You probably want to retire when you're 55, 60. I hope you'll not ever retire. But see, after your retirement, right, you still can enjoy your grandkids, be at home, but at the same time you can be employable. How? Now you can be a very good content writer, right? We as companies, we have always a requirement for new products and reviewing products. So we'll give you that information and you will be able to, I mean, make a good copy for us and email it to us. You don't need to even come to our premises. So you email it and this can be an ongoing job for you. So this is just an example. But look at all the other different areas. Like, okay, you might want to listen to a Bana sermon or go through certain scriptures, right? You simply have the luxury of downloading all that information onto your tab or your computer or your phone and going through all that information. Then another social aspect. I mean, if you do have to take some medications and you are taking a certain drug and you want to find out some of the side effects this drug do have. I mean, you don't need to call your friends or anybody else or when you see your doctor. You go there, there's enough and more information. Sometimes I feel that there is too much information, right? So, there is so many users as a senior citizen, and matter of fact, that could be a good opportunity for some companies to come up and design phones, software, mainly catering to the senior citizens. Because if you see, I mean, senior citizens requirements are different to a guy in his 20s and 30s. I mean, they need bigger, letters.
Keypads must be bigger.
Keypads must be bigger. Then there are, I mean, they would certainly would like to, their requirements wise, I mean, they would want to, some might have hearing difficulties. So we can cater that to those exact requirements. And app is something that you can develop very fast. So you can see the potential that they might want to see their bank balances. I mean, they do not need to go to the bank. I mean, right from their phone or their tab, they can get all that information. even if we would like even to work with the pensions department, right? And so there is a lot of opportunities that we can think of the senior citizens where we can give them. So I mean, I would say bring them also into the mainstream and make them employable.
That is true.
And if there is some area they have certain phobia towards IT and all that, let us use this night and TVX centers. Let's talk to them and see. I mean, if you see, most of those programs are from maybe 8 to 2 or 3. I've seen in some countries where they have the courses for senior citizens after 4 o'clock, because most of those facilities are not being used.
Right.
So why don't we bring them, give them a little bit of know-how on as IT user and use their expertise.
What do you think is holding this thing back about, if I may use a harsh word, of sort of kenneling the old crowd at home and not giving them chances? Why isn't this country opening out? They keep grumbling they don't have people. They keep grumbling that the old crowd is always better, right? They keep grumbling that the old crowd is now becoming a burden, right? They can't travel about, the buses are horrendous, expensive. What do you think is holding them, the country, or I don't know what, is holding this resource back from being used?
I think for all this, the solution is IT. I'm not talking political.
Yeah.
Now, in the recent past, you would have seen there was certain documentation that was sent to certain ministries, and they said, I mean, it was not circulated.
Right.
So, if there was a proper IT mechanism in place, it comes on your screen and keeps on blinking until you press the command, right?
Yes.
So, if they don't, it will probably go to the next person in line. So, I mean, I think for everything there is an IT solution. Yes. I mean, there is technology which is very much more affordable. I should use the word is affordable.
Yes.
Because compared to some time back, today IT is very affordable. Why not use it?
True.
So this is what we can do. And also, getting back on to what things that we do, like from TVEC and NITA. I don't know whether you know, if a person is right now on NVQ level 3 or 4, let's say again a desktop publisher, he wants to be a programmer. There are grants available where half their course curriculum will be paid by the government for them to enhance their knowledge. Yes. Right. So that is available, and even there are programs. Now we are even in the process of implementation those programs where, let's say that students, we take the students and half will be paid by the employer, half will be subsidized. Or when they come out of the program after 2 years or 4 years, they have to work a specific number of years at the organization, but they come up with a degree. So all those are funded programs. I mean, so I would say, as far as money is not that much of a great concern, I mean, affordability, I would say, because it will be more affordable for the students. All these programs where the employer will pay half and they will get a good employee. At the same time, they are not a burden on the country, and for the student also half have been funded by the government. So all these programs are available. So it's a matter of looking for this information and using it.
Yeah, can you, that's a very interesting point about the scholarships offered. Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah. So on the on this, it's not really a grant. It's not really a grant. It's basically a loan. Okay. I mean, half the money they pay.
Right.
Half the money the employer pays.
Right.
Right. I think anything comes free,
people
do not appreciate.
Yes.
Right.
True.
So and then we can put that money to better use and get more facilities to all these night and TV centers. So I think, and I think, I mean, this is basically coming from the funding from ADB and all that, which are very good programs. So, and I think there are other institutions like WUZU, then there is so many other non-governmental organizations who are willing to fund. So we are willing to work with them to IT to the next level. Yeah.
What do you see in this program at the moment, even with giving these grants? And do you see anything that, I wouldn't like to use the word shortcoming, but rather areas that you think you should improve?
To improve for the future, I think the administration itself.
Right.
I think there is a lot of things that we have done in the recent past. So I would say we have to see what are the needs at the moment, because as I mentioned earlier, the technology keeps on changing fast. Yes. So we have to again identify, do career mappings more regularly, and also try to work to see where are the gaps, do a proper gap analysis, which we have done, but we have to regularly do this gap analysis and then try to cater to that requirements.
So what you are basically speaking of is this: you need more facilities to be more up to date in the requirements.
I would say facilities are there to better use it.
To use it more efficiently.
More efficiently, yes.
Keep abreast with the
technology
changes, and what is required. No?
What is required, yeah.
Right. Then I would like to know, is now vocational training, and we spoke of the age, this thing. Is there any age limit at the moment? Do you all hope to accommodate, like you suggested, the other, say the retirees, older people for different courses? Maybe even they can even pay a little or whatever. Do you have any plans in those lines?
Right now, to my knowledge, they do not have. But this is under discussion with NITA and TVEC and other authorities, where we should be making more people, more seniors, employable. But at the same time, we are also looking at women in IT. So that is a sector that we are very much interested to work with, because there is a gender gap. So we would like to see more females taking into ICT. I think, I don't know why females do not take into ICT that much, because if you really see, it's a job which is perfect for women. And I think they are not represented very much. They are, but for some reason I think we have to work more to get more females into ICT. So that is also one of our focus areas.
Right. Thank you very much, Chinthaka. I think that was a fine, hopeful note that we have to end on, because saying that they are going to reduce the gender gap in the ICT field and also give the senior citizen a break, right, where they can of course be useful, right. That brings us to the end of today's program, and we had Mr. Chinthaka Wijewickrama on our program. We will be back next week with another interesting topic and a very knowledgeable person as well. Thank you.